Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Firsties. So I decided that this episode is coming out before the Thanksgiving holiday. And I have my cousin here, Naomi. You guys are familiar with her a little bit. Say hey, girl.
Hi.
So we had a great idea where we decided to provide you guys with a survival guide to a Habesha Thanksgiving. We have our family Thanksgiving this Thursday, which we're really excited about. We're going to see all of our family and friends, which is going to be amazing. So we thought it might be fun and could be really relatable to just the most common things that we deal with coming from an African Christian household. So I have a list here that we put together. So we're just going to run through it. Before we get started, I always like to say, please make sure that you subscribe, comment, click the post notifications bell to always know when we're uploading. That really helps us out a lot. And then also leave a rating on anywhere that you are hearing this podcast. That would be really, really helpful. All right, so now let's get into it. Do you want me to do the first one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So here I have, so the survival guide to a Habesha Thanksgiving, you want to get there earlier enough to secure your seat so that anyone who does come afterwards, you just have to quickly say hi. Rather than being the last one there, you have to say hi to every single person, old or young, at that house, right?
So I'll start by saying I'm a victim of this because I'm always late.
Which is why I'm calling her out without having to
Yeah,
call
so
her out.
I think I'm the latest one to that Thanksgiving.
And because of my father, we're always the first ones there.
Yes,
right?
so I'm always the latest one because I go to my cousin's house on my mom's side first.
Yes. Yeah,
so I'm
you do your
always
rounds
there. And then once we finish there, I end up coming. And this one is further out in Maryland. It's like further out. But I am hands down always the last person to arrive, which means this is literally my routine. Now, let me quickly go through my routine.
Yeah.
I get there.
Yeah.
I get there. We always enter in the side door. At this point, everybody has eaten and everybody's like drinking and chilling in the basement.
I'm sorry, did you hear that? We have eaten and she's arrived. Like, is that not
No,
crazy?
not just that. It's not even that.
That's crazy.
Everybody has already like eaten. Everybody's like drinking,
We
chilling.
prayed together. We've done
The
it
doors
all.
are locked. And I
we're
always
kiki.
have to call
Oh my God.
one of my cousins to come open the door.
Oh my God. Yeah.
That's
It's
like my
usually
routine
me
every
or
year.
Theo.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
We're
my
like,
routine
please.
every
And then
year.
we're like, Mommy's upstairs. Who's going to go?
Yes. And then it takes them like a few minutes to decide who's going to actually come get me.
That is so true.
And then I walk, it's like a whole routine. I take my shoes off, I go downstairs, and then it's always like,
Do you have to prepare
oh
yourself?
my God. Yes, I do.
Because it's everyone.
Yes, it's everyone. And it's not even like, I'm not even trying to exaggerate. It's like, you'll catch people like one or two stragglers upstairs, and then you'll catch people as you're going down the stairs, and then you'll catch a good like 15 to 20 maybe around the bar area as soon as you go downstairs. And then there's a layout of all the old guys,
The uncles. Yeah. You know, the
old
uncles
heads
and aunties always migrate.
in one area.
Yeah.
And then like that takes forever because they all like want to catch up briefly. And then you turn and then there's like 15 aunties that you go through and then they take much longer. It's just, you want to get there earlier.
Yeah. Don't
Long
be
story
Naomi.
short, I'm sorry.
She's telling you don't be her. Like, you don't have to get there early as... Okay, so I'll tell you, and we actually spoke about this in another episode before, me and you. My dad is known to get there early. Like, it's at this point, it's inappropriate. Like, they haven't set the tables. Like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, you're making the host feel like, you know? So we never have to worry about that. But you also don't want to be the last one there, truly. Like when everyone's eaten and like, you know, we're all, at this point, we're on our couple of drinks. We've already eaten and then Naomi's getting her plate. She's like, excuse me. Yeah. You don't want to be that. I feel like that's why you bring your homie with you to be like, yeah, Carol, you're going to go through this with me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So the next one is your survival guide to a Habesha Thanksgiving is be prepared to answer every personal question, from your choice in career, from your job, from your finances, from the person that you're dating or lack thereof.
Lack thereof is a problem. Lack thereof. Lack thereof is a problem.
But even if you do have a partner, they're pressing you for that next step.
I know,
right?
but like
if you come in single, they're like, what are you doing?
But at this point, like, which your father has made very clear, it's like, does he have limbs? Like, you can't, Your dad's like, her dad's my father's older brother.
Yeah.
So it's like my uncle, like my legit like uncle.
He loves you.
And it's like, it's not even a matter. They don't even know. They don't know your personal life. It's not like a normal thing. It's not like the Western like culture to like, you know, you share everything with your parents. Oh, I'm talking to this person. I'm doing this. I'm chilling with so-and-so. I like whatever. You don't talk about those details with your family. So they don't know like what your situation is at all.
Yeah.
But
at all.
If you don't ever talk about it, or if you don't bring someone or whatever it is, it's like, and then the older you get, I guess like now I'm 29. How old are you? 27? 28. Okay. 27. It's like, relax. It's like, no, it's just funny. They're like, you couldn't procure someone with like a leg, like two legs.
Another Thanksgiving and no one's here.
Yeah, it's just like,
It's getting worse and worse.
Yeah. Oh, and I always bring my best friend too.
Which she's family. Like,
yeah,
she's
I mean, like at this point, yeah.
She really
but
is.
It's just like, I remember your uncle was
just
like.
her? We love her ratings, but Naomi, but not to.
Like, Fasala, she was like,
at least bring
you can't
She's our male friend. Yeah, for sure. They're going to ask every personal questions. The survival guide for, you know, a Habesha Thanksgiving. If you're single, they're going to ask you, why is that? What's happening? How can we help you?
Yeah.
If you're dating, they're going to ask, who is he? Where is he? Why is he here? If you brought them to the dinner, that is you basically stating that this is going to be the person that you choose to be with.
Yeah.
They're going to be asking, when's the engagement? When's the wedding? If you just got married or you are married, what are they going to ask you next?
Like, why you aren't, like, procreating.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it never ends. So just get ready to answer every personal question.
Where's your next of kin?
Literally. Yeah. So on that topic, I do have on here, be prepared. Well, how it works for a lot of, honestly, not even just Habesha, but like immigrant families, who you bring home is a subtle way of saying, hey, this is who I choose to be serious with and potentially get married. It might not work out that way, right? Sometimes things happen, but you would agree, right? Like,
what do you mean? Sorry, elaborate.
Like, have you brought someone home to Thanksgiving dinner yet that you're not serious about?
I mean, I've never introduced anybody to my parents or my family members.
Yeah.
Like, besides my cousins and whatnot.
In the example of some of our other cousins, even recently, we don't have to say names, but even recently, bringing that partner home or bringing that partner to that dinner where you meet extended family as well, that's a way of saying, hey, this is my chosen partner.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
especially to our Thanksgiving dinner where it's not just, it's all our family.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, how much it's gotten a little bit different throughout the years, but when we were younger, how many people would attend that Thanksgiving dinner? Like, ballpark, would you say?
I don't know. I never can keep track of numbers, but I know that I feel like it has grown a little bit. Yeah. But I think that one thing I'll say is, even though I get what your question is, or your guide, your trick, but what I will say is that I think that now they're like probably a little bit more lenient. I would
because they're so tired.
Yeah, like I think because all of us in our early 20s is different versus all of us now. Like, everybody who's introduced is at least 30, right? You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Age-wise.
Oh, gotcha.
So what I'm saying is, like, I think it's the expected turnout.
Right.
And then for us, the lack thereof.
Yeah. We're in the corner just here we are. Yeah. And what's so interesting, we talked about this before, and we've actually talked about this with all of our cousins, that the people that are coming over to our family, not all are Habesha. Like, it's getting very...
None are.
It's getting very mixed. And I love it, but it is getting... I'm like, who's coming this Thanksgiving? Like, I'm so interested to see, because I'm not there yet. So I'm so happy to, like, be in the corner with Naomi and just seeing. Okay. Let me see here. Oh, okay. This is probably a great one. Not to admit it, but you're kind of like my favorite cousin, whatever. You want to confirm that your favorite cousin is attending that Thanksgiving before you accept that invite. It's just different.
Yeah, I think that
Or just like who you gel with, like your crew. So it would be, you know, like we always confirm, like I just confirmed with you today, you're going to that dinner, right?
Yeah.
Not nothing on anyone else, but you just feel comfortable around who. Like Miriam's going to be there, you're going to be there, Theo, Baze. I'm like, all right, Mike. You know what I mean? Like Abel, like, yeah.
Is Nahum coming this year? Nahum, are you coming?
Not her calling out my literal brother on
I'm
the
sorry,
air.
my bad. I got excited.
No, I think he's coming for Christmas. You know, he lets my mom choose.
He's not coming this year?
No, he lets my mom choose. My mom chose Christmas and New Year's, so I think he's doing that. Yeah. But, you know, he always tries to surprise us sometimes. Okay. If there's a dress code, let's say the person who's hosting it has to wear red or green or neutrals. Just follow it and don't be difficult. Habesha people out there, because none of us cannot follow rules. Just follow it, because for the photo and the videos, it'll look nice. Don't be that family member who ruins it.
I don't recall doing this for Thanksgiving. Not to call you out. We did this for Christmas.
Correct.
Christmas. It's either like red or green, or what was the other one? We did one year where it was a random color. But all I know is the different hues, the different colors.
Different shades
below you. It's amazing.
Like, babes, that's
how,
pastel.
like, no, it's like amazing how different, like how differently the color red is interpreted. Like, I'm just like, okay.
Because you think they would just do Christmas red, but they definitely do like
burgundy.
Yeah.
Pink, a dark, fuchsia.
Fuchsia, yeah.
Like anything, like even like
I'm crying, dying,
the green, like it's just like.
But at least they tried. But I don't know what it is, especially like our, like, love them to death, but our older folks in our family, they ain't following that. Like,
no, they do. It's just
a
our
strange
pictures look
interpretation.
awful.
Yeah,
literally. we look like a Home Depot or like Lowe's color palette. Like, which red should I put on my walls?
It's for the thought, but it looks nice for the photos, or at least we tried to. So I just, like, if everyone did black, I feel like people will come in grays. Like, it's like, I would lose my mind.
You know when you buy a couch?
Yeah.
Like when you're like in the furniture store, they give you like the little things that you flip, the different like colors and the different textures.
Yeah.
We should like.
I know where you're going with this.
We should like give them instructions, like.
And even then, someone will not follow it. Yeah. Okay. This is the one that Naomi came up with. This is a good one. The section of the house that you choose to sit in or hang out in will determine your Thanksgiving experience. Would you like to elaborate on that?
Yes.
Okay.
It's almost like you entered a completely different household, to be honest. Like the experience that you will have.
That's so true.
So you can sit with your cousins and all the young folk. At our Thanksgiving particularly, we tend to sit around the bar area. There's like a whole room. That's essentially where you'll find anyone under the age of 36. Like 36, 37 and under, that's where they'll be. And it's normally like us catching up.
Yeah.
Grabbing a few drinks.
What we call kiki.
Yeah, like it's.
And also, by the way, let's not point out, we're also working. We're at the bar. Anyone who wants to drink, like, we're making sure the elders have their drinks.
Oh my God, we're the designated. Like they come and
oh my God, for
it's
sure.
Like, yeah. Oh,
let's not forget.
Yeah, let's not. Yeah, there's that too.
Yeah.
Well, I guess like the boys take care of that
for sure. I'm just
yeah.
But yeah,
for sure. But that's where you'll find anybody like 35, 36 and under.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like the chill, low vibes. Nobody's gonna be up in your face. It's just like you're chilling. It's like hanging out with your friends.
Can I just say, I think it's like a support group, because when you're next to me and someone's grilling me about my dating life or whatever, we can bounce back off each other. Like, I'm not alone.
Absolutely.
So go ahead, sorry.
Yeah. You deflect.
Exactly. I'm like, Naomi is also single and or whatever.
Yes. So that's that one section. So if you're there the entire time, it's almost like you're chilling with your friends. Like, it's like normal, chill,
love it. I'm so
talk.
Excited. I love it. Yeah.
Then there's always a room where everyone like 16 and under is in. It's like the kids.
We were in that room once until we graduated to
it's
the
like
bar.
a bunch of kids running around doing their thing,
God knows what.
chilling, unsupervised, 98% of the time, like living their best life, screaming and whatnot. And you don't hear them because the door's shut. You only notice that they're there and the door's open, right? They're
the
like
parents
the kids'
said
room.
I'm off.
Yeah, there's a kids' room where they're chilling. Then you move along to the main living room, the main open space living room.
Yeah.
And there you will find all of the menses. And it's like all of the men, the older dudes, the old heads, the uncles. Like I would say age range, like 40 and up. And I mean, it goes up. It's like 40 to like 70. I don't know if anybody's there in their 80s, but I think it's like, it goes up.
Yeah.
And it's just the guys. And I'm not talking about like 1 or 2 or whatever. It's like 15 to 20 men. Here are the topics. Politics.
Yep.
Money.
Run it. Yep.
Politics. Money to support politics. And politics. And I think now, especially
conversations of football or whatever.
And mind you, they're not like serious all the time, frowning, angry, talking. They're hilarious. They're cracking up. Everyone has a drink in their hand. They're cracking jokes.
They are having such a good time. Yeah.
But I guess especially like what's going on in our country right now in Ethiopia and all of that, like,
and the world.
Yeah. Like politics is a heavy conversation in that group. Now, across the living room, you'll find a long table. It's like a long table, right?
Yeah.
It's a long table. And the wives, the sisters, the aunties are at that table. And that table, I'm not even going to go, like, the men are, I think it's easier to, like, list what they could be talking about. Like, God knows what, like, our aunts and stuff. Like,
yeah, they have a little bit more
like,
of a variety of
topics. It's like just girl chat. And they're chatting it up. But it's in a completely different section.
They always,
Mind you, it has nothing to do with religion.
Oh, for sure. No.
Like, no, I'm not saying, like, it's not because we're Muslim. It has nothing to do with, like, it just has to do with, like, everybody gravitates towards, like, their clique. It's like different cliques in a household. It's like high school.
Honestly, it is.
It's like Mean Girls.
And we at the cool table.
Or like High School Musical.
Okay.
That's what it's like. It's like those movies where like everybody's like in a clique.
I do want to add that if you decide to, let's say, use the restroom, right?
You will be pulled into a vortex of one of those conversations.
And if you pass by that group, the guys will do whatever the guys do,
which is usually grilling you about something.
For sure.
Yeah.
And then your mom's like, Nazy, this is Mila. It's all my aunties. They know who I am. But they just want to, and then they just see like, how are you? Your hair looks gorgeous. They're always like, whatever. And then, or they might have a comment about your career choice or what have you, or update me on this. Mm-hmm. And then, so you try to moonwalk your way back to that chair as quickly as possible.
Typically what happens is somebody comes and gets you.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I'm like, Nami's been gone. She's supposed to go. Let me go rescue her. Yeah. And then of course, then I get sucked in, and now Beza has to come get, like, it's the whole thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is definitely a good point, is where you sit in the house or the place that you're at determines your Thanksgiving experience.
Yeah.
It really,
but
really
something
does.
that we all do is at some point in the night, we purposely go hang out with the old heads, like our
and they
dads
love that.
or whatnot, or the aunties, because it's also a very entertaining conversation, especially when they're like grilling you. Like, I love all my family members, but I love watching them get grilled. It's like one of the funniest things ever.
It's like a roast
they
match.
They go in.
Someone's like, ooh,
but they go flesh deep. Like they go
to the point where we weren't even born yet. They go back like moments that happened before we were here. I'm like, oh, what's that about? Yeah. That's a really, really good one. Okay, this next one, talking about our position in the house, where cousins are usually at the bar situation, honestly being bartenders, and helping, but also just kikiing. If you're at the drinking age, the appropriate drinking age, which in this country is 21, even if you're well over that, it does not matter. Your aunties, your uncles, usually your aunties will kind of look at you sideways, right? I don't know about you, but for me, it was just this unspoken rule of like, at family functions, you're not keying and going crazy with the drinks or anything. You know what I mean?
So, as messed up and as backward as it sounds, this only pertains to us females, though.
That's a
like,
really
as
good
soon
point.
as like my male cousins like were of age, it's like, oh, hand me a beer and you have a beer, or pour yourself some Gold Label, pour me some.
Why
Gold
did they
Label.
expect none of us to be bartenders?
It's the men, like the guys, like my cousins, like they can drink or do whatever it is that they want. Someone. It has like nothing, like there's no, but if I were to walk around with like a scotch in my hand, the looks I would get, starting with my dad. Yeah, because it's not an appropriate thing to do or whatnot.
Oh.
And I think it always has to do with like, oh, a female shouldn't get drunk, or she shouldn't do this, or she shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But it has nothing to do with that. None of us, I don't think any single one of us, even the guys, like the younger cousins, like I don't think anybody's goal is to get turned in front of your parents, like at Thanksgiving.
That's just such an unfamiliar territory for me.
But what if your choice of drink is a scotch, but you keep it to wine, you keep it classy.
Cute. Yeah.
And classy, just
and
to
then
save
usually
yourself.
the cousins go out together, and then we out. But before then, it's just
we do what our dads were doing 3 hours prior.
Yeah, that's a good point. That it is tailored towards the guys,
yeah.
which is such BS. All right, guys, we're gonna take a few short breaks before we come back. Hey guys, we interrupt this episode for some very exciting news. So I just got word that I've been invited to host and be part of the media team for Salam Central's Culture Fest First We Dance. That will be held on November 22nd in Washington, D.C. I will add all the information in the description below. I'm super excited to team up with Salam Central and Culture Fest. Just a good time to get out there, have some fun, meet some new people, listen to some good music, and dance. I'm taking my entire Firsties pod team out there. So if you want to meet me or our team or just have some fun, come on out. We're really, really excited. Again, I'll add the link in the description below. I'm super excited. Thanks again to Culture Fest for reaching out. I'm really excited for this partnership. Let's get back to the episode. All right, guys, we are back. All right. So the next one here is, okay. So talking about I saw something on Reddit that was talking about what is the appropriate amount of plates that you could like go get at Thanksgiving dinner. I think for us, the limit does not exist. My guide to a Habesha Thanksgiving is it's slow and steady wins the race, right? I know someone in my family who she eats with her eyes, meaning she gets a whole plate and then she only finishes a little bit of it. You know who this is.
I don't. I'm trying to think.
You know who this is, and I'll tell you after. And then she could barely eat it. And then, of course, you know, in an African household, like an unfinished plate is disrespectful. What are we doing?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yes. And so I would say start with a small split plate, get a little bit of everything because it's all so good, and then come back for your second or third plate. What is your feedback on that?
Mine's very biased, though. I have a biased feedback. So my feedback would be, I don't eat meat.
I know. You're so boring.
1, 2, I go to 2 Thanksgivings. Like I start off on like my mom's side and then I come over to my dad's side. So like for me, I have a small plate there and I have a even smaller plate when I come to you guys, and I always get grilled for it. But like, it's just like, I don't.
Yeah. It's literally like some vegetables and then like a hella condiments.
Yeah. I'm a condiment girl.
So am I though.
I love me a good aioli, a little chipotle mayo.
But can I ask, do you even, now that I think about it, I don't even actually eat the meat or the turkey. I just like all the sides. The sides are so good. Like the yams, the greens, the cornbread stuffing. It's just so bomb.
Ooh, mac and cheese. Abel.
Yes. Shout out to, and the cornbread stuffing he did too. He's bomb at that. Okay. If you stay for a while, which is okay, you will be part of the cleanup crew.
I would say if more than 50% of the population has left, that's your cue to leave, because the last 30 to 40% standing will be cleaning up.
Yeah.
Although, even though we say that, I feel like throughout Thanksgiving or anytime we're all together, throughout it, you are still cleaning up though.
Because we're the section that we're sitting and the role that we play in our family right now, that we're not too young or too old. We're at that age where we're serving.
Not just Thanksgiving though. There's not just Thanksgiving.
For sure.
Not just Christmas. It is like any time any of us like get together.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever like, I don't know. I feel like it's a continuous like.
It is. Yeah. We're always helping, making sure everyone gets drinks or whatever and stuff like that. Absolutely. Yeah. In that discussion that we had about the kind of conversation that the elders have of politics and things, survival guide to surviving a Habesha Thanksgiving, there is a point where the conversation potentially could go left or can be a very informative conversation that they're having. And so I think this, I don't know, I can only speak for myself. I know you too. We just pull up a chair and just observe.
Yeah.
There's a point, like, I'm not going to get involved in grown folks' business. There's nothing I could, some of the discussions that we had even when we got older, there's always a weird discussion that always happens every year at our family gathering, where I think it's either like my dad moonwalks over to our section. I say our section like it's like a nightclub, where we're sitting in the house.
Yeah.
And we end up talking about, like, what do men find attractive? What do women find attractive? Like that gender roles conversation every single time. I literally have a video of everyone at the top of their lungs.
I think last year it was your dad.
Yeah.
It was my dad and it was Abel's dad. I don't know if you remember. They came to the bar. It was the three of them.
And I think Uncle Scott was there too.
Yes.
Yes.
They were all.
And they were talking about like
their
marriage dynamics and it was, whatever.
Yes.
Right? Don't you remember that?
I do.
And Node.
That's when we were called out. Well, I was specifically called
out. I have a
out.
video and it was like everyone was just at the top of like going in on each other. Like not in a serious way. It was very, very hilarious. That's why I filmed it. But people were going, why do you think we always end up in that conversation? Like I'm talking about like every single year.
I don't know. I feel like you know what I feel like really happens?
Please.
And I'm not even like joking. I don't think it's anything.
Habesha.
I think like they're talking, right? Like the guys are talking, they're doing their thing, yada, yada, yada. And then somebody turns and gets a glimpse of us. And they're like, and then they just come over. I think that's what it is. I don't think it's like maybe I should go talk to them now thing. I think it's like your father will like be talking and chilling. He looks up and he sees us. He's like, I'm going to go mess with them. Yeah, like, I think that's what it is.
There's always a line that my dad says, and I love Fie, but he comes over and he's like he says something along the lines of like, oh, those old people over there, how are you guys doing? Us we young folks. I'm like, we. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah.
How are the mid-60s doing?
Like, yeah. Literally. Yeah. It's so much fun. It's so good. I'm trying to think of any last ones. That's all I have documented here. I do think the most popular one that I think most common one that everyone could relate to is just the personal questions that you'll get asked. Like that's probably most common for all families, not just Habesha. It's just like, how's work? You graduated college. Where's your job now? Yeah. Are you single? Are you like?
There's also you have to start with the initial look.
What do you mean?
The initial look when they first see you, head to toe scan.
Oh, for sure.
It's like a scan. Like they'll notice if your hair is cut, colored, trimmed,
split ends, no ends,
what you're wearing. Yeah. Whether you've lost or gained weight. It's a full scan.
Okay, that's a big one.
It's a full scan.
Major weight gain or weight loss, whatever it is, they will comment on it.
And it's not even like in a bad way. And what's crazy, it's not even just the women or anybody. It's like almost everyone will have something to say. And those that feel comfortable and that are close enough to you, they gonna let you know how they feel.
For sure. It's all love. But I'm like, damn, can I get a drink first? And then we could talk about all that? Yeah. You know, one thing I'm thinking about, and it's just so funny because this will be coming out before our Thanksgiving, is that now that I have this show now and we talk about our family experiences and things of that nature, I just know some family members, even my parents alone, like once you start a podcast show, everyone around you thinks they're producers. You know what I mean? Like they're like,
you should do this.
You should
like
do, with love. Yeah. Not anything like I'm nervous about. No, but like, yeah. Then I'm like, you should do this episode. You should do this episode. You know what I mean? Like everyone thinks they're producers. I'm not even a producer myself. I'm just figuring it out as we go.
Alone like a podcast, they tell you like their suggestions about like your major life choices. And how you messed up or how you did well.
How they would have done it differently. Like, did I ask? Like, it's just a lot. Yeah. It is. It is just a lot. One thing that just came off the top of my mind is if you want to arrive and leave when you want to arrive and leave,
take a car.
Drive separately.
Take a car.
Drive separately. And I will tell you this one, every single year, she's in her own ZM car. Every single year. I mean, really, because you're coming, separately from your parents, but still. But drive separately. That's you just need that to happen.
You tagged along with me the last two Thanksgivings.
For sure.
You left them and you were like, Noms, I'm coming with you.
For sure. Yeah. Either because you're staying, we sometimes we leave after our parents, sometimes we leave before our parents. It just depends. And we usually go out afterwards, so it just makes sense for me to go with you, which probably will happen this year. I'm really, really excited. I hope Josie comes, but I don't think he's going to be able to make it. Any last ones?
Not really.
Yeah, I'm not.
But what I will say is whether or not you survive it, it's fun as hell. Like, it's one of my favorite holidays.
Yeah, this is where, and it sounds, I mean, it's very on brand with Thanksgiving, but you really do feel the love in the room and the support, and you're very, very grateful for the family that you have. And you and I both know how blessed we are with the family that we have, especially where the state of the world is right now. It's nice to be with your loved ones. So if you're out there and you're lucky enough to be spending time with your loved ones, just know you are one of the blessed people in the entire world. Let's never forget about that. I'm excited to see your parents. Yeah, very, very lucky and blessed. I think that's a good note to end this episode. Any last words before we head on out?
No.
I'm starving, everybody. Just so you guys know, and I'm going to go grab some food with this girl. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Give thanks to whoever you give thanks to, and hug your loved ones, family, friends, all that. We're very, very lucky. Do you want to end with, what are you grateful for?
Huh? What'd you say?
Do you want to end with, you know how they go on and you're like, all right, now your turn. What are you grateful for this year?
I hate that. I don't know why. I hate that.
Can you tell that we're Habesha and we don't know how to express emotion?
I do not like that.
Girl, I love you. Okay, let's move on.
I don't like that question.
Like, what are you grateful for? Well, I'll say, and I could honestly speak for you too. We're grateful for our family and our relationships, our parents, our friends, all of that. All of our loved ones, our health, our sanity, all that. Again, because of the state of the world right now.
Everything that's going on.
Yeah, everything that's going on. It's really tragic. So it's just a reminder that we all are very lucky. Our numbers our days are numbered, and so you just want to make sure you give your flowers to your loved ones. So again, if you're lucky, you're listening to this, and you're able to spend some time with your family or friends or whatever your Thanksgiving looks like, any loved ones, then you're very, very lucky, and we are one of those people. Yeah, shout out to our family. We're so excited to see you this week. So you guys could do all the things that we just listed out.
See you guys on Thursday. I apologize in advance for being late.
Yeah. Look at her. She's already, that's horrible. Work on it, girl.
I know, but I'm late to everything. I really need to.
You really need to.
I do. But I will be late on Thursday. So you know. I will be late on Thursday.
Well, you have a reason for that.
Yeah,
you do.
I know
You're doing
I'll be
rounds.
late on Thursday.
You're doing rounds. You're doing rounds for sure. So thanks again for listening, watching, guys, viewing. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, all that fun stuff. As I always end this episode, please call your parents. They're only here for a moment in time. So make sure you're spending some time with your family and friends, and make sure you pick up the call from your parents. Anything you want to say before we head out?
Nope. Happy holidays, everyone. If I don't see ya.
Happy holidays. Take care, guys. Bye.